Well, welcome in. Welcome. I am upstairs in my little hole in the wall sewing area. This place up here is a total and complete wreck, so do not look around at anything else. We've been trying to do some remodeling up here, and I've been trying to sew, and it's a mess. I know it is, but we're going to focus on what I'm doing and not what's around me, okay? Y'all can do that, I think. I had a request. I got a couple viewers trying to make the quilted sleeve sweatshirt that I wore in a video here a while back. They're super easy to do. I'm going to show y'all how I do it because I'm going to make me one for Christmas. So first of all, you need some Christmas fabrics or whatever fabrics you want. If you want to buy it by the yard in the store and pick out what you want, that's fine. If you sew and you've got scraps, I would go to my scrap pile because it does not take a lot of fabric, okay? And if you're in the store and you want to buy them, you can buy what they call a jelly roll. And in that jelly roll comes all kinds of different strips of fabric that are 2.5 inches wide. And there's lots of things you can do with jelly roll fabrics, you all. So, for right now, I have got, this right here is one I ordered off of Amazon. I'll put y'all a link to it in case y'all are interested. This has just got all kinds of different fabrics in it. And they're already pre-cut. How cool is that? You don't have to cut anything. So, that's what a jelly roll is, just strips 2.5 inches wide. Since I don't have that and I'm making a Christmas quilt, I'll give y'all a sneak peek of it. Hold on. Here's a few of my pieces. Look at that. There's one side, let's see, or part of one side. I got little gingerbread girls. Well, let me go up here and find a little boy. And some gingerbread boys. And then on the other side, and y'all, I'm doing what they call quilt as you go on this. So if y'all want to see it, I'll show you. Y'all just need to tell me if y'all want to see these videos or not. I've got trees. And I've got lots of different trees. They're all kind of triangular in shape, but they're different patterns, okay? So, that's just a little sneak peek. I'll sit back over there on the bed. We do have a big bed up here. In case we have company, then I have to clean up. I know. Okay, so here's a lot of my fabrics that I've got left over. I was about to get my quilt pieces over there, y'all. I don't want to do that. Here is what I want to grab out of the floor. These are just a lot of my Christmas fabrics that I've got left from where I cut my quilt pieces. Okay? All kinds of them here. Just all kinds of Christmas and reds and greens and so forth and so on. And here are some pieces that I cut that were left from going around my trees. I can use these. And these are 3 inches, okay? Not 2.5, but 3, which is okay. But I'm going to cut these 2.5 because then when you sew and flip as you do the sleeves on a shirt, you've got all that, okay? So, first of all, you can cut with scissors. You can. I use a ruler and a rotary cutter. That's here somewhere. Here it is. And a rotary cutter. This is my favorite thing. And my ruler. Matter of fact, I had to buy a new one because my other one had gotten so worn that I couldn't read it. It was so old. I don't even know how old it was. Probably 15, 20 years old. But first of all, I'm going to bring y'all down and kind of show y'all how I do this. Here we go. I'm going to pull these over here to the side. Now then, this one doesn't even have a selvage edge left on it, but that's okay. We'll put that right there, and I'm just going to square this up right here, just as best I can. Get it squared up so that I'm not wasting any fabric. Okay. And I've got a good straight edge to start with. Okay. So we'll put this over here on the 15. And then you're going to subtract 2, which is 13 and a half, which would be down to 12 and a half. And that's where you want to put your ruler. Or that's the way I'm doing it. You can measure it out and cut it with a pair of scissors, or however you want to do that. All right, and I'm going to cut these strips up just like that, but I'm going to put y'all on fast forward, and I'll be back when I get them cut up. All right, now I've got my strips all cut here. And y'all saw me, I cut several of them at one time because, you know, I just don't like to take forever. There's my strips. I'm going to lay them over here to the side. Now then, let me grab my sweatshirt down here. And I've got this cute little gingerbread patch I'm going to put on the front of it. Alright, now here's my sweatshirt. It's just a comfort color sweatshirt. Okay. What you want to do is take your sleeves and you want to match them up, seam to seam. Just like this. All the way down. Just like this. And you want to lay them down here. Straight. Okay. I'll lay these strips right over here. And y'all, some of my fabrics were flannels and some of them were just okay. I'll turn it this way just a little bit. Now then, you can see a little bit better. But you see how I've got it all even. There's my seams even right there, my seams even here and here. This is where I take this right here. And you want to come in however far off of there you want. You can make your sleeve patches as big or as small as you want to. Okay, and I'm going to come in on this one about 4 inches. Okay, and I'm just measuring over. This is the 4-inch line right here and right here. And it's on my top and the bottom of my sleeve right here. And I'm just going to slice it right like that. Boom. Well, I thought it was. May have to get out the scissors to help it along just a little bit. All right, there we go. There's that. Now then, we'll leave this laying right like this, and we'll scoot it over just a little bit so you can see. Then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to cut straight across this bottom. Okay? Right like that. Just went down about so far, and I'm going to cut straight across the bottom. Didn't cut either. Let me see if I can go in there again. Nope, I'm going to cut that. So let's get out our trusty scissors to help us along. Sometimes you have to. Alright, there's our cuffs. Here's our pieces, okay? We're through cutting, so we can put all this away. It's all the cutting we have to do, but we do have to rip out some seams. So, here we go. You got to get you a seam ripper and you got to rip these seams out. Just like this. So, I'm going to time lapse you all again and speed you up so you can see what I'm. Okay, I got one done. This is what you've got right here. Top of the sleeve, bottom of the sleeve, and you've got this. It's laid out flat. I'm going to do the other one, and then I'll show you what I do with these. Okay, now on these little pieces, I'll turn them wrong side out, and I'm going to pull that out about that far. I'm not going to undo it all the way down, because for one thing, it's got the band on it, but you don't need to. You just need it so that it'll lay flat enough that you can add your sleeve back to it, okay? So just a couple of inches is all you need to rip this part out. That's one reason you don't want to go all the way down to the bottom. Just cut the cut off, and just cut the cuff off. Y'all, I can't talk, can't say that. You do not want, you want to leave some up here so that you have room to sew your sleeve back, okay? All right, there we go. See that? I'm going to do the other one the same way. And you want to do the same thing up here with the underseam of your shirt. There you go, there's the second one. Now then, on your shirt, here's the underseam right here, underarm seam, and here's your shoulder seam, and you just want to come back about right there, okay? Do the same thing. Just about like that. I'm going to take the other one and do the same thing. And I'm sure y'all are saying, she's ripping that two different ways. It doesn't matter. I usually just rip wherever I can get a hold of a thread and go up under it and cut it. You want to be careful and not cut a hole in your shirt. Don't ask me how I know that. Because I've done it more times than I care to count. I've cut holes in stuff with seam rippers. And then I've cried and I've fixed it. So you just want to be careful. Make sure that you're just pulling the threads, okay? Now we're getting ready to start putting it back together, y'all. This is so easy, super quick. It takes longer to rip all this out than it does to do any of the rest of it, all right? And I always use an iron. All right, let's come over here to this machine. And y'all, I've never done this, so I've got to figure out a way to get y'all over here where you can see. Maybe this way. This way. I don't know. Maybe like that. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to give it a go. Let's get some light over here on the subject. Now then, I'm going to plug the iron in because I do iron as I go. I do. All right. Now then, you want to use a 1/4 inch seam. If you've got a sewing machine and you know anything about sewing, if you're using this small foot like this one right here, this width of this foot is a 1/4 inch. Okay? And depending on if you want just straight all the way around or if you want them to be different fabrics along, you can sew your fabrics end to end and then cut them and sew them and cut them and sew them to make smaller pieces. So I think that's what I'll do. So we're going to do this. You always want to sew pretty side to pretty side. That's right sides to right sides. And because I'm going to trim this, I'm going to come in here just a little bit more than a 1/4 inch. That's crooked. I may have to bounce around with me a minute. All right, now I'm going to trim this. Okay. Right like that. Then I'm going to come in here with another piece. Just like this. Need to see if y'all can see what I'm doing or not, because I'm not sure. No, you can't. Let's come around here. Set y'all right there. Scoot that back a little bit. Now then, y'all can see, can't you? Sew like I used to with my daughter on my lap. Alright, now I've got them all sewn into one great big long strip here. One great big long strip. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cut them. Okay, it's one great big long strip. Now I'm going to cut them. And we're going to sew them again. No rhyme or reason to the length of these at all. None. We're just cutting. You can cut them all before you ever start if that's what you want to do. But this gives it more of like a scrappy quilt look. Which is kind of what I'm going for, and I think kind of what y'all are looking for. This looks more like an old scrappy quilt. And we're going to sew them back together randomly. No rhyme or reason, just sew them back together. Okay? We're going to keep doing this until we get them the pieces about the size that we want. All right. We're just going to start sewing them back together. Okay, same way, 1/4 inch seam, end to end. Bring y'all around here. I'm having a hard time sewing with y'all on my lap here. right, I'll be back in a minute when I get this strip made. Okay, now y'all can see my pieces. They're just all willy-nilly. No rhyme or reason, no size. I just whacked and sewed together, okay? Now then, that's when we start sewing them on our sleeves. Take your sleeve, just like this. Right side up. Your first piece goes right side up, okay? Bring y'all down here. And instead of running it this way, I'm going to run it straight across. Just going to start it right there and bring it right over to there. Okay? I'm going to pin it. Right like this. Now then, I'm going to take another piece. Right sides together. Pretty side to pretty side. Okay? Right like that. And we're going to lay them together right like this. No rhyme or reason to the fabrics or anything else. Just what it is what it is when at the end, okay? And I'm going to pin it. Okay, now then I'm going to sew this right down through here, a 1/4 inch seam, right along there. The side that's going to, then this is going to flip this way, okay? And you're sewing it right through your shirt here, okay? Sew it right to your shirt. Make sure your pieces are equal. So that you catch them both. Now, this is where I go take it to the ironing board and I press it. You're going to press it right like this. Okay? Just right like this. See how we've got this little piece right here? I'm going to take me a little piece. That one's not quite long enough. See if this one's longer. Right like this. See that? We've got this little piece right here that needs to be covered. Right side to right side. Come down through there right like this. And you just want to sew that. All right, straight across there. Okay? Okay, now then, we're going to turn it like this. And we're going to keep sewing and flipping our strips. I'm going to go ahead and clip this one off right here. Just cut it straight across because it's quite long. Now you're going to come in here and you're just going to add another one. See what I'm doing? I'm just adding them on here just like this. And these I'm not pinning. I'm just sewing straight down through here. Cut this off. There's me another strip. And then you're going to flip it just like that. See? I'm just going to flip it. I'm just going to finger press this one. Just like that. Get one that's got some other colors on it. This one long enough? No. Okay, y'all, I've got my 2 sleeves ready here. Just like this. This is what they look like. Okay? Now then, you're going to take it back to the machine and you're going to stitch this down to make it look more quilted, okay? So I'm going to turn y'all down here. Try to bring you in here where you can see. And I'm just going to go in here if I can get it started. And my foot has 2 little red lines, one on each side. Okay, so I'm going to start right up here and I'm going to use this red line on this side so that I'm stitching on this side. Okay, and then I'll come back and I'll use the other line and stitch on this side. It's this would make them equal. Okay, does that make sense? But I'm running my little red line along this seam right here. And you're just going to stitch it straight down through there. See this little red line right here? It's right there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Now I think y'all can see these. See, there's a little red line right there, and there's a little red line right there. This line I'm putting right here because my needle is in between, so I want to stitch on this side. Okay? Now then, I'm going to turn it and go the other direction. As y'all will fall over on me. It goes like this. Got you on this little tiny tripod here. It's not wanting to cooperate real well. Now then, same thing. We just switch sides. Now then, we're going to come back down this side. We'll bring y'all up here. Let's see if I can situate you a little bit better. Now, can y'all see better? Maybe over on this side you can see better. I don't have a big space up here. Now then, maybe y'all can do better. Okay, now we've got our pieces. There's one sleeve. That's the right side. This is the wrong side. Okay, I think I need to zoom y'all out. No, we're good. Oh, got y'all in. All right, now then, this is the back side. Same thing with this one. You see how the pattern, the pieces of fabric that we sewed on go way out around. Now then, I'm bringing y'all down here so you can see. We are just going to cut using this piece right here, our original shirt, as a pattern. You're just going to cut all this away. All this excess, all the way around. Alright, there's some of our scraps. There we go. Now you see we've got our sleeve back. The same shape that it was. Got lots of threads. Now we're going to do the other one. Same way. We're almost finished, you all. We got to sew it back together. Yeah, we do. All right, there we go. Sleeve number 2. I did not mark these side to side because they should be exactly the same. If you cut them out right, they are exactly the same. If you want to do one and then do the other, you can do that. That's strictly up to you on how you want to do it. Just clipping some of these extra threads. So here we go. This is the top. It's the biggest piece right here. You find your center here. That's the top here. See where we rip this out at the bottom, pull those together, and find your center piece. And I'm going to stick me a pin right there, okay? Because now this piece, the center of this, which is the point right here, see how that comes up to a point? Fold it in half. That's your center piece. You're going to sew it right like this. Right side to right side, pretty side to pretty side. Okay, you're going to start and you're going to pin that right in the center. You want to pin it straight. So you're just going to pin that right like that. Then you're going to come around here and you're going to go to this side right like this. Make them even right there. Just like that. And you're going to pin them right along here, or you're going to use some clips, which I think I'm going to do. I'm old school pinning, but anymore everybody uses these clips, so let's give that a shot. Okay. Come back over here, and you want to go to the end, right like that. Put your clips in it. Just like so. Okay. Now down here on the bottom, you want to take one of your cuff pieces. This right here. Same thing. You find your center point and you start to pin. Or, y'all, my cuff is stretched out. I stretched it. Look at that. It got stretched way out, didn't it? So we're just going to start on one end right here. And we're going to go to this end right here. I'm going to rip this out a little bit more down through here. Sometimes you have to do that in order to give you enough room to work. Okay? That's about as far as I can go. Now then, we've got it squared away. It wasn't stretched out, I just didn't have the right point. I did not. There we go. Now then, we're going to sew these two seams. And for that, I think I'm going to use my serger. You do not have to have a serger, y'all. You do not have to have one. For years and years and years, I sewed without a serger. I did. But I'm telling you, once you get one, you'll fall in love with it. And you will love it. You will absolutely love it. Okay? So, I'm going to lay this down here like this. Raise my foot up. Slide that up under there. And I'm just going to start. If I can find my foot pad. Now then. that didn't catch right there. Let's go back and do that. Now then, we're going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. Okay? Do the very same thing. I'm going to show you how you get it all put back together now. Okay? Alright, now then, here's our side seam. Okay? You just want to match up your seams as you go. And I'll put 2 or 3 clips in here. Just kind of hold it a little bit. But for the most part, you want to match up your seams. Right here. It's right here. You want to match that up. Okay? And match it up down here at the bottom. And if you've stretched it out a little bit, just work it in. Because I think I did. But that's okay. I'll just ease it all in there. And it'll be underneath here and nobody will ever notice it. See how I'm just easing it in? Alright, now then let's sew it all the way up through here. I'll start right there. Then you get to come in here and clip all these strings from the inside. And then you're going to turn it right side out. And there's your quilted sleeve. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Alright, I'll do the other one and then I'll be back and show y'all what it looks like when it's... Okay, y'all, here she is. our Christmas quilted sleeve sweatshirt. It's all sewn back together, and she is done. Comes Andy boy up the steps. Now then, I'll put my little gingerbread on here. I've lost it. I don't know where she went to. And then, but I'll do that with the heat press. And I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you watched it to the end to see it all finished. I'll be wearing this on camera, I'm sure. And out and about lots of places. They're so fun. Fabric is so fun to play with. But I think she turned out cute. I do. I think she turned out real cute. And these are truly one of a kinds because you saw me just willy-nilly throwing fabrics together. I didn't pay much attention to what I had or anything. So, there you go. We got her done. So, you all remember, as always, like, share, subscribe, comment. Y'all let me know if you like this video, if you want me to do some more sewing videos or crafting videos. I'd love to do them. Just let me know if y'all want to watch them. Or if y'all prefer I just stay in the kitchen. Okay? And ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. That'll be all for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.